So, why are we talking about the 80s today? I think the 80s are a pretty useful period to reflect upon because it is roughly midway between the Cultural Revolution of the 60s and today. Most Americans were more patriotic during that decade. As America moved into the 90s, however, the country became less patriotic and more divided. Over the past few decades, our national politics and our presidents have become more polarizing and less able to find a way to address hyper-individualism and hyper-capitalism. And then, during the last decade, Donald Trump, certainly one of the most controversial presidents, has dominated the political scene. And the most interesting thing about President Trump is that he's such a contradictory figure. On the one hand, he perfectly combines hyper-individualism and hyper-capitalism, if you look at his business and relationship backgrounds. Yet he also speaks to many of the failings of hyper-capitalism as he tries to represent average workers who have lost their jobs to bad trade deals and low-skilled immigration. He has also spoken to many of the failings of hyper-individualism as he has tried to protect religious liberties and a positive view of American history. And I think part of the reason that Trump was elected in both 2016 as well as 2024 is that he didn't speak like a traditional Republican or Democrat. He instinctively understood that Americans had given up on both parties to solve the major problems facing our country. Political and economic leaders of today think that they can solve America's toughest problems, but they are wrong. You see, the Cultural Revolution of the 60s converted Americans to a new religion that worships the self, shuns norms of family, community, and church, yet leaves them unfulfilled and lonely. And the Libertarian Revolution turned business and government leaders into ultra-wealthy oligarchs who show little regard for the welfare of average working Americans.